I'm Russell Mills, and this is KRMG In Depth, the podcast. Women make up a little more than half of the population in Oklahoma, in the U.S., in the world. But at least here in Oklahoma, our legislatures, county commissions, state and federal offices remain largely dominated by men. Recently, a political action committee formed in Oklahoma to address that issue. It will focus on identifying conservative women who want to run for office but don't because of a lack of funding or perhaps a lack of confidence. Here's my conversation with former Oklahoma Speaker Pro Tem Lee Denney. Here's our conversation about POWHER PAC. It was recorded March 23rd of 2021. Thanks for listening. And Lee, if you don't mind, just spell your name for me first and last, and tell me how you would like me to refer to you as, activist, politician, whatever title you want me to use.
Oh, wow. How about just Lee?
Well, you can go with just Lee.
Lee, L-E-E, Denney, D-E-N-N-E-Y. And I'm not really a politician anymore, so I guess I'm a veterinarian, and I guess I'm just, I don't know.
Well, former politician. I mean, we can say that, we can talk a little bit about how you got involved in all this in the first place. And you know what? Why don't we just start there?
I should say former House member.
Right, and Speaker Pro Tem.
Right. Okay.
So that's not nothing, right?
Okay, that's fine.
And look, as a female, and this was a few years back. I'm not sure exactly when you served in that capacity, but that I'm guessing then as now, women were a solid minority in the Oklahoma House of Representatives as they are in the Senate. And that has not changed. And that is kind of why we're talking today, yes?
Yes, absolutely. When I was in the House, we were 13% of the House. And so that's, there's 101 House members, so we were basically 13 women. And that's a mix of both Republicans and Democrats. So not very many of us.
And I don't think that ratio has improved all that much, has it?
It's improved a little bit. Now that there's 33 women split between the State House and the State Senate. So the numbers are improving, but not where we would like them to be.
Go ahead.
Women are half of the population. And so we would like to see more parity in the numbers of representation, both at the state level, on county commissions, on city commissions, school boards, and in Congress.
And it sounds to me like you're doing, I don't know if this is a nonpartisan approach, just any women, or are you focusing more on Republican women, or how are you approaching this?
In this case, we're actually concentrating on conservative women, and so that leans more towards the Republican Party, of course. When I ran for office, there were plenty of national PACs that were supporting Democrat women. So this is a new way to support conservative women and get conservative women to the table.
Okay, and so you started a PAC or a member of this PAC called POWHER? Promoting Oklahoma women in elections and representation. And when did you take this on, and maybe tell us a little bit about why?
I would love to say it was my brainchild. I cannot say that. There's some conservative women in Oklahoma City that came up with this, and they put together a board of directors, and I was asked to be on the board of directors. And it's basically because women aren't running. And we know when more women run, it leads to, of course, more women will win. And so we felt like there was an avenue to support conservative women and get them to the table. And we feel like the reason they don't is because they don't have maybe the confidence or the financial backing. So we've started this PAC to basically give them some financial support and also connect them with former and current elected officials that are female that can give them the confidence they need to put themselves out there and actually run for office and, of course, get elected.
Well, one thing for sure, you can't get elected if you don't run. So that's, it's cart
Yes.
before the horse, right? First, you got to get folks
It
excited
always
about
is.
it.
And, when I speak to women in rural parts of the state, they're very hesitant to put themselves out there. They don't feel like they're qualified. And basically, it's a confidence thing. They don't have the network behind them to give the confidence to put themselves out there. But we know that when they do and when they step out there, oftentimes they are extremely successful. But they also need the financial support. And we feel like at a grassroots effort that we can support them and we can create a network where we will be electing smart, strong, conservative women.
All right. So how do you go about doing that? What is the strategy? Just, go to town and hold meetings at the library, or do you get on social media and reach out to people that way? Do you go to, party caucus meetings? Like, how do you do this?
That's a great question, Russell, and I appreciate it. The first thing we're doing is starting a PAC. And, PACs are political action committees, and they're designed to raise money, and they usually have a focus. And our focus is strong, conservative women. And through this PAC, we have a board of directors that have a financial interest in this PAC. They plan on donating money. And then we're asking people to join us as members with a membership dues. And as we get some funds and we build up a funding stream, we can help target women all across the state that may be interested in running. Now, we have women in office now, and we plan to hold events that are member only and invite other women to meet our leaders, our current leaders, and perhaps some former leaders. And then that is where you build the confidence, where younger women or women all ages, all across the state can see, if that person can do this, I identify with that leader, I'm going to think about this. That's actually how I got started in politics. Seeing a few other women. I was a campaign manager for a friend of mine and saying, well, if she can step out there, perhaps I can step out there too.
Got to have a role model, something to look up to and to build a foundation for you. So you were among those role models. You were among the folks who were sort of pioneering this in the state. And then we elected a female governor.
We did.
Governor Fallon, and that was, I believe, the first female governor of Oklahoma. And we're just now starting to see, more female governors around the country. But Oklahoma was fairly early in the curve on that one, yeah.
Fairly early, and I was fortunate enough to be in the legislature under Governor Fallon's tenure, and I enjoyed working with her, and she was a great leader. And she had some tough times economically, and she forged ahead and did a great job. She made tough decisions and stood in the gap when we were having tough economic times, and it was an honor to serve with her.
So where are we at in this process? How long have you had the PAC going, or is it still in the process of being formed and organized?
I would say we've given birth. As of the 1st of March, we went live with it. We have a 9 female member board, and we are on Facebook. We've put out an opinion in the Tulsa World. We've given an article to the Frontier magazine, and so we are encouraging women that believe in strong, conservative female leadership to join us in this. We're starting in a non-election year. I think that's wise. 2022 will be a statewide election year, so we'll have possible candidates for the governor, possible candidates for the other statewide seats, as well as all the House of Representatives will have races, and half of the Senate will have races. So we're gearing up now to build a financial base that as these female leaders come forth, we'll be able to support them.
Okay, so you've got a female board. You've got you're supporting female candidates. Are males allowed to become members of the PAC? Or Absolutely, and I hope they will. I think anyone who has worked with female conservative leaders knows that they certainly have a place in the House and the Senate, as well as the governor's mansion. Not to say anything against the current governor, but
we have a place. We have a place in Congress, in both the House of Representatives in D.C. as well as the Senate. And hopefully, wouldn't it be great if the first president from Oklahoma was a woman? That would be awesome.
I would not have a problem with that personally. And I will tell you, just, off the cuff, some of the governmental leaders, some of the world leaders who have fared the very best during this last year were female leaders. And we have certainly seen some conservative women who really made a mark. I'm thinking of Margaret Thatcher right off the top of my head. That was a international figure for conservatism and for female. Well, how would I put this? Ability to lead.
Well, female ability and also a female role model. She's
right.
An excellent role model.
Well, listen, I appreciate your time very much, and want to thank you for doing this. I'm probably going to write this up for, what is today, Monday? Probably for Wednesday morning. I don't know yet for sure. But is there anything else that you'd like to add before we wrap up, or anything I should have asked you and, stupidly didn't?
No, I'm very appreciative that you've done that. We have given 4 endorsements so far, and I certainly want to mention those. Of course, we've come out and supported Stephanie Bice, our new Congresswoman from District 5. And I might add that she is only the 4th woman to ever serve in the House of Representatives. Back in the 1920s, we had Alice Mary Robertson. She was the first woman. And then we went a long time until Governor Fallin served. And then, of course, Kendra Horn has served, and now Stephanie Bice. And we've never had a woman from Oklahoma serve in the Senate, so that's huge. We did support Jessica Garvin in her Senate seat race, and we supported Tammy West in the House District. And then we supported Angela Marcy, who's a district attorney out in District 2. So this isn't just for the Oklahoma legislature. We want to see more women run for district attorney, judges, county commissioners, mayors, things like that. We're going to support women in partisan races across the state.
And that would include, attorney general, secretary of state. There's a lot of different seats in
all the statewide offices. The secretary of state, labor commissioner. Well, secretary of state is selected by the governor, so that one will not be voted on. But the superintendent for public instruction, the insurance commissioner, labor commissioner, all those different statewide races that are held every year. As you said, attorney general and such as that. So we want to give women the confidence to run and the financial support to possibly win.
All right. Interesting stuff, and I really do appreciate you taking the time. Thank you. You've been listening to KRMG In Depth, the podcast. I'm always looking for stories about the people, places, and politics of Oklahoma. I'm easy to find on Facebook, or you can always email me and the entire KRMG news team. The email address is news@krmg.com. I'm Russell Mills. Thanks for the listen.
Hi, I'm Liz Munoz, CEO of Tempore.